Yo guys, what's going on? It's Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some things that need changed or fixed in Modern Warfare. Now, there's a lot of things, but I came up with 12 things that just came to mind right off the bat. Obviously, I'm going to be missing a couple things here that some other players want addressed or some players want fixed right away, but these are just my top 12. So, we're going to start with number 1. Now, these aren't in any particular order because some need fixed more than others, but this first one here is one that I've been complaining about for literally since the update happened, and you know, I hadn't really noticed it before the update, so I'm assuming it was ramped up during the update, but I could be completely wrong. But skill-based matchmaking, SBMM as it's also called, is just a completely atrocious system for skilled players. For players that are, you know, not so good at the game, it's actually a really great system for them because, you know, you go up against people that, you know, are just like you. They're not really good at the game, so it makes you feel like you're doing better and getting more kills. Well, for players that are very skilled and want to just relax and have a good game, well, they can't really do that because they're being, you know, placed against other people who are just as good as them when they were trying. So if you're not trying, you're going to get absolutely slaughtered. And that's one thing about skill-based matchmaking I don't like. You know, even as a creator, there's other reasons for it. But if I just want to relax and play a nice game of Call of Duty, I don't want to have to try. I just want to sit back, you know, get a couple kills here and there. Just play COD, you know, not like I'm trying my heart out to drop a 50 bomb. I just want to get a couple kills, feel good about myself, but not die every 10 seconds. So skill-based matchmaking is also a problem for creators because a lot of us like to post gameplays and stuff, really great gameplays. Like, I can show a picture right now on the screen of me going like 108-3, which I unfortunately did not get a gameplay of. And then the next 2 days, skill-based matchmaking, the update came out. In the first day, I can show you a picture of my day 1 screenshot of a game that I took a screenshot of. And then my day 2 of the update where it was the same story, extremely negative. I think the first game was like double negative, and the second game was even worse, like 13-28 or something. So, as you guys can see, skill-based matchmaking is 100% in the game, or at least was added during the update, and it needs to be at least addressed and hopefully fixed. Now, I've heard some things like that the developer of the game might not even be able to change this because of the multiplayer systems being handled by someone else. I don't really know. I heard from Ecola Espresso. If you don't know him, he's a great YouTuber. Go check him out. But I heard that on his video about it, and, you know, I'm not really sure how that works. So we'll have to see about that. Number 2 is HitReg. There's actually a couple videos floating around on Twitter right now. You can go check them out. I might be able to leave a link in the description or something. I can't show it because it's not my content. But HitReg is extremely broken right now. Ever since the update, HitReg has been one of many things that have been messed up from that update. And, you know, especially with some machine guns, I feel like, except for the PP Bison, that thing shreds. But, like, the P90 is just not good, man. I feel like I'm just shooting and shooting and shooting and not getting kills. So HitReg definitely needs fixed with this next update, or as soon as possible, even in a hot fix. Next thing is the 725 still. And I say still because it did receive a nerf, but it's still just a little too good. It has a little too much range on it. You know, you have to basically max it out now to have it really, really be as good as it was. But the 725 definitely still needs a nerf, and I think some of the other shotguns might need just a slight buff, but not anywhere close to 725 good buff, if you guys get what I'm saying. I feel like some of the shotguns in the game should still one-shot, like extremely close range, but they don't, and that's a problem. But the 725, on the other hand, will map somebody and still one-shot them. The next thing I have is the FAL. The FAL has so much recoil. I'm going to try and make this a really quality video for you guys, so I'm going to try and show you gameplay of the FAL here. I just got to remember and make sure it's a really well-edited video. So the FAL's recoil basically goes to outer space. It's almost unusable at this point. Anybody that has that gun gold should get an award. It is just that bad. I think I'm only level 6 with it maybe, so it's just terrible. The fifth thing, I think this one needs a change. It's not really a fix, and that is we should be able to have map selection. I feel like some maps in this game are pretty much, to, you know, put it pretty drastically, is they're just terrible. But, you know, some are good here and there, depending on your game mode and other variables. But most maps are just kind of not that great. And there's some maps that play excellent, but there's a few in there that I'm just not a big fan of. And we're going to use Gunfight Hill, for example. That's one that comes to mind right away. I just lost all my sound, and I can't hear myself talk now, so it really threw me off. But getting back into it, Hill is just an awful map. I mean, you just can't see anybody. The high ground's right in the middle, so it's really, really tough to even get anywhere because you can just camp in the back and wait for them to push up, and then you can see them looking over the hill. It's a really bad map, and one thing I'd really like to see in the game is map selection. I mean, it would really, really help some of the players that just leave a lobby every time because it's a map they don't like, especially if they're trying to level up with double XP, because that double XP system is very just inefficient. It's not good. But that is not one of my points on the video, so we're not going to go into it. But I would really like to see map selection, especially for ground war. You know, I'm not a big fan of the district map. The farmland map, I'm going to be making a video on that later tonight. I haven't gone over that one yet, but it's not that great, in my opinion, for my playstyle. But the quarry map, I would pick every single time. So map selection is going to be my 5th one. The 6th one is the mini-map. Now, I personally do not think this is a problem. But, you know, if it could get tweaked and we could have a little experimentation with it, I would definitely be open to it. I do not use the compass. I've not even tried to start using the compass. I only look at the minimap still. And the main reason I look at the minimap is to get around the map. I like to see where I'm at on the map so I can go through a corner, know, you know, when this door is coming up here and there, especially on new maps. With other people, they want to see, you know, bullet pings on the map. And even in GB's Amateur 10s, I didn't notice my gameplay be improved or declined that much more with having weapon pings on the map. So I'm purely putting this one in for the community. I'm not putting this one in for me because I can do just fine, assuming there's not a skill-based matchmaking lobby. You know, before the update, I could do just fine without any mini-maps or any of that stuff. So that one's just for everybody else. Mini-map pings for everyone else. Number 7 is one that got screwed up in this update that just happened. I think the update we just had was 1.07, I believe. And single life mode spectating is completely broken. And it's really affecting, you know, GBs and tournaments and such. Because when you die in a single life mode, you can actually spectate the spot you died or were killed from. I can't remember which one it is. But you can actually spectate that spot. And you can see for about 10 seconds. You can move your stick and everything. You can literally see all around you in a 360 motion for about 10 seconds. That's not your teammate. And in single life modes, obviously, information is everything. So if you're playing, you know, a GB, a tournament, you know, all these things, when the spectating is that broken and you can see enemies behind, you know, a cover that you're not going to know about if you're actually spectating your teammate, it's a really big issue, and it's really affecting game battles right now, like I said. So that definitely needs fixed. Obviously, I'm going to try and have some gameplay of that in the background for you. The next one is buggy sprinting. What do I mean by that? It's mainly affecting me in Gunfight. Now, I've only kind of been playing Gunfight. I haven't really seen it happen in Ground War, but especially on the hill map. Every single time I play hill on Gunfight, there is a really bugged out sprint, and it like just kind of locks up on you, and it even makes your footsteps a little bit quieter when you're sprinting. So, like I said, gameplay going to probably be back there. Buggy sprinting needs fixed. This one happened with that update as well. Another thing that's been happening is class selection UI. This one is a very big problem in Ground War for me. When a teammate dies or something, it'll make me select my class again, and it's super annoying, and it's just a bug that needs fixed right away. So a lot of these that I'm racking off right now are issues with this update or have been issues for a while, but the last 3, I do believe, have been new issues arising from the last update. The next one I have is a video that I just posted a couple days ago. One of my viewers brought it to my attention, and it's the Old Wounds blueprint. That thing is so broken, man. You cannot get that blueprint to work for nothing. I mean, you cannot see anything cosmetically. It does not put the skin, the wrap, whatever you want to call it, on your gun. So it's a very, very small thing that needs fixed in the game, but it's just one thing I knew to throw in the list here because it's affecting me. I can't use the Old Wounds. I can't make a video on it. I can't do the review that I want to do on it. So, you know, it's broken. It's going to get fixed eventually. It's not a game-breaking one like some of these other ones, but, you know, it's something worth throwing in there. We got 2 more on the list. I'm doing my top 12 here. I might just make it a top 10 video because top 10s are a little more attractive than a top 12, but we'll see what I do here. But number 11 is going to be EOD/Claymores. That's what I have written on my list here. And what do I mean? Well, Claymores have been getting tweaked, and, you know, they've done it twice now, I believe. The first time Claymores were, you know, able to be disabled with a stun or flash grenade for 3 seconds, and then they again nerfed the Claymores, I believe, by blast radius, and, you know, if you have 100 health and you shoot a Claymore, I believe you do not die from it now. But, you know, there's still a lot of Claymores in the game, and I feel like I'm dying pretty much the same amount from Claymores. So that obviously is a problem. So I think Claymore should definitely receive some kind of nerf, but at the same time, I don't know how they would do it more to the point where it would, you know, not kill you instantly. Like, A Claymore would have to kill you instantly. That's what they're for, obviously, but they're just such a problem right now, and I don't know how to counter it. And obviously, EOD's thrown in this one because EOD sometimes just isn't that great. And I feel like if you get hit with a Claymore and you're running EOD, at this point, you should just be able to sprint right through it and take maybe half health damage, because it's just inconvenient for everybody to be running EOD on the map 24/7. I mean, you have like 5 other perks in perk 1. People want to use overkill for another toxic reason, or they want to run double time. And, running double time and Claymores are the exact counter to that. So I understand it, but at the same time, there's just too many of them. Camping is there's just too much camping still, and Claymores aren't helping it. The last one I have here is Ground War Streaks, and this one is a really hard one for me to say that I don't like. But when my team is getting smoked, I hate it. But when I'm the one smoking the other team and calling in streaks, I love it. So it's a really toxic situation when it comes to this for me, because it's pretty much a double-edged sword for me. I love it and I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship. Ground War Streaks are really annoying because when it comes to this Battlefield sense of play, in Battlefield there was no kill streaks at all. If you're playing for Battlefield Control, and the Quarry map reminds me the most of Siege of Shanghai from Battlefield 4. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I can't really throw up any other gameplay for you to kind of give you a comparison. But there's a big tower in the middle of that map on Battlefield 4, and everyone would fight for it. They go up elevators, and they would go up. It's basically the sea flag, the bridge, and Quarry, and everyone would fight for it. Well, in that map, if you called in a kill streak, that's going to make you weak for the whole entire, duration of the game, because they're just going to keep getting called in. This one being White Phosphorus, it's such an OP streak, which makes you pretty much one-shot, and it only takes 10 kills to get, and it lasts for about a minute. I mean, it's a complete game changer in Ground War. It completely shifts the tide of the game. When in Battlefield 4, which is a lot of the players that you want to attract with this Ground War game mode, I mean, it's just there was no kill streaks. There's no cheese. You fight and you win your objectives. And in this game, you can just call in a gunship or a White Phosphorus, and it's a lot easier to take objectives. Call of Duty players obviously play different, as well as Battlefield players playing different. But, in Ground War, I think streaks are definitely an issue. I feel like some of those big tanky streaks shouldn't even be allowed. I guess you could allow a couple streaks in Ground War, but I think, attack choppers, gunships, VTOLs just shred on Ground War, only being 8 kill streak. White Phosphorus, if I didn't say it already. A lot of those big ones really impact the game and make it really hard to play sometimes. So it's kind of an on-the-fence one there for me, but it's one I thought of. Maybe use a little bit of tweaking on it, maybe make the streaks a little bit weaker in Ground War only, if you could do that. I don't even know if you could do that, but that's what I have. That's my 12 things for this one, guys. Let me know what you agree with, don't agree with, what did I miss, all in the comments below. I'm going to try and make this a really well-edited video for you guys, but I'm probably going to screw it up like always. But I'm trying to make my content a little bit better since we're increasing in subscribers. If you're this far in the video, I appreciate you so much, man. I cannot even express my gratitude if you sat through 13 minutes of me talking about what needs changed here in Modern Warfare, because it is a lot. So if you did sit this far and you're hearing me right now, leave that like on the video. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the sponsors and equipment in the description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.